What all too common trait do you find extremely unattractive in the opposite or same sex? Not wanting to admit when they don't know something. I don't know isn't that hard to say, and not knowing something doesn't mean you're automatically stupid, but pretending to know something when you don't just tell me that you're an egotistical idiot. Asking for advice when they're really looking for validation. Hey, do you think this is a good idea? No, probably not. Why don't you ever back me up on anything? Humble braggers. You know, I'm so broke after my fabulous European vacation. Guys are always telling me how hot I am. I hate it. Telling me every meticulous detail about their day, which I find interesting and I'm happy to discuss. But then never asking me about my day or holding any interest in my stories when I tell them. It just kinda hurts sometimes. Like, I have an interesting life too. Please ask about it so I feel included. When they try to make you jealous just to get more attention. I don't know what to call it, but I will give an example. There was a man in my college language who was in his 50s. He struggled to catch up with the rest of the but he was persistent. And there was this girl in who would constantly make fun of this man among her friends for being slow and old, whatever quality she has. I find that extremely unattractive in a person. When I say I like something so they tell me they like it too even though they don't. I want to know your actual interests. People who make a and then treat their like facts in their daily lives. Edit extra focus on the fact portion and its implied stubbornness to re-evaluate and change their mind. Lack of patience. Getting angry after something frustrates them just a little bit. The attitude of quick anger is annoying and at times overwhelming. Anyone who flaunts being an Why do so many people find this attractive? And then they say you just can't handle my honesty. Okay, yeah, that's it. Anybody who needs to what a superior person they are. Even if they try to worm it into a compliment, I'm an amazing, discerning person and you meet my standards. You lucky dog. Personal experience has taught me that these people are 1, wrong, and 2, completely exhausting to talk to for very long. Oh man. Years ago I dated this girl who was well, very attractive. We got into some argument about something and she decided to bring up how I was really lucky to be with her. I laughed at her, drove her home, and never saw her again. I certainly heard from her again, and again for the next 2 months because she couldn't fathom being dumped by anyone because of how hot she was. Making excuses. Or, they are never in the wrong. I own up to my mistakes. I make sure to apologize if I am in the wrong. People who go through life and always have an excuse for the that happens to them, or that they do, I cannot stand them. You have not gotten fired from 7 jobs in 5 months because all the managers were jealous of you, Becky. You got fired because you're a worker. You are late for every event all the time. Do not come up with a new excuse every time. It wasn't because your dog was sick. You got stuck behind a slow truck. There was traffic. Yes, that stuff happens. It doesn't happen every single day. You are late because you don't care about being here on time. You don't plan accordingly. You don't know why your boyfriend left you. Can't possibly be because you cheated on him. Oh, you didn't cheat on him. I could have sworn I saw you making out with a guy that wasn't him. You don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, alright. I do not hang out with people like this. I currently work with a man like this. He keeps inviting my husband and I to hang out. And I say no every time. People like this are toxic. Mind games. Being expected to know or do something without proper communication. Hints at things. If you want something, just use your words and be straightforward. I know it may seem scary if you're not used to it, but it makes things so much nicer in the long run. On the same hand, obligation. If we're seeing one another, I don't want to feel obligated to see you, or like I have to. I want to see you because I want to see you. Edit. It's come to my attention I might not have been clear regarding obligation. I understand my partner has needs and I will and do gladly provide to fill those needs. But when a partner proceeds to guilt-trip me into something or puts me in a position where I feel I am not allowed to see my friends or have me time, then it becomes an obligation, and no longer a situation where it is mutually enjoyed. The simple and tragic lack of interest in learning and experiencing new things. People that don't ask questions. So many people think they have all the answers, and having a good listener, male or female, is rare. People that make it a point of pride to tell you that they'll tell you exactly how they're feeling or that they're as blunt as it comes. These people often confuse truthfulness, honesty with downright rudeness. Also in the same vein, people that never fail to offer their unsolicited opinion in every single situation. Oh my gosh, I have no money. Spends $300 on jewelry and shit. The people who hate drama yet they're always in the thick of it. I cut them out of my life real fast. Self-pity. Too much of it. People who mistake education for intelligence. Intelligent people don't flaunt their education. Seriously, I worked with people who have their own Wikipedia pages and have had scholarships named after them. Ironically, they also have no issues being referred to by their first name rather than drive. X. I'm going to be real and say talking too much. No matter the gender, someone whose talk-to-listen ratio is very high. The I'm angry about something else therefore it is my right to be angry at you attitude. I was told pretty much that to my face more than once. I'm as calm as a corpse but this is my single berserk button. Taking pictures of everything for social media. Playing with your goddamn phone while I'm talking to you. Put that thing away. My eyes are up here. The you should know why I'm mad or I'm fine attitude followed by pouting. I luckily haven't had to deal with it yet in a relationship and I don't plan to put up with it in the future. I don't like the expectation, among some, that different treatment will be given based on their attractiveness. I am not going to be rude if I don't find you Also, just because you have a nice face and ample rack, I'm not going to be deferential to you. I treat people according to the interaction. Courtesy and respect exceed all superficial traits. Girls acting dumb or pretending they're dumb to seem cute. Grow up. People who think all the problems in their lives were caused by someone else. Saying how ugly they are when they know they are good looking. I see it so often and makes me mad every time. Flakiness. At this point if you flake once without giving a 24 hours notice, and I've known you for less than a month, I'll probably not talk to you again. It's incredibly disrespectful to my time, especially if my plans revolved around you. I understand if happens and we have to reschedule, but I literally have had instances where women have cancelled 15 minutes before for some BS reason. Obsession with if I'm on a first date, I don't know you well enough to be attracted to you, and no, me saying I wouldn't consider on the first date in my online profiles is not me playing hard to get. And for the record, there's nothing wrong with on the first date. I just can't feel attracted to someone who I don't have some emotional engagement with. Mistreating people in the service industry. When you're being a total to a waiter, or cashier, or fast food employee, it does not make the object of your affection think, wow, she is clearly superior to them. I don't care if you're rich, or smart, or privileged. If you treat other human beings as peasants who are beneath you, I just find that so incredibly ugly. Not being interested in current events but having a really strong opinion or campaigning your ass off for someone or something when it matters. Like, you can't even name the 3 branches of government but you are ready to take up arms if your favorite candidate doesn't win. People who present being mentally unstable as something desirable, especially when they try to be mysterious about it. X. Saying things like, you don't want to know what goes on in my mind, it's so messed up. As a person with a diagnosed mental illness, this just seems really stupid. Irrational, dark thoughts are not something quirky or fun. They're terrifying to have and take months or even years of treatment to control. If your thoughts are that messed up, seek professional help. Don't treat it like it's edgy and then get angry when people become concerned for your mental health. People who believe their mood justifies their actions. I don't give a damn that you're hungry. If you bite my head off over an innocuous statement, then you're an Here, have a Snickers. I swiped left on any girl with horses or any mention of horses in her profile. Horses are mankillers and the women obsessed with them always turn out to be cookie. Edit. I just want to clarify. I don't mean mankillers in any social or dating context. I mean they are bloodthirsty animals that will literally kill a man, and feel nothing afterwards. Where do you wanna eat? Doesn't matter to me. Cool. Chick-fil-A good. Then, EWW. The breading is weird. Okay. How about Taco Bell? No way. I'll be myself all night. Burger King. I'm really not in the mood for fast food. Oh, okay. Red Robin. No. That's burgers. That's too much like fast food. That sushi place you love. Ugh. I just ate there last week. Chinese. I'll just be hungry an hour later. Texas Roadhouse. The only thing I like there is the steak. And I'm trying to stay away from red meat. Okay, so where do you want to eat? Anywhere's fine. You decide.